And in light of that, it's brought up what he does. One of the things that Christ does is, and the phraseology is a little odd here, because he says, might reconcile the Father to us. This is a little odd, because Scripture generally uses that language of reconciling us to the Father. So why is he saying that he's reconciling the Father to us? Like, what the heck does that mean? What does God need? The reason this is included is the idea that in order for God to be in relationship to us, in order to be in our presence, there's something that has to happen, which is the atonement, which is that God's justice has to be satisfied. And ultimately, yes, centrally, it reconciles us to him because we're the problem. God's not the problem, of course. But if God truly is just, and Scripture uses this language of God in Romans 3, of God being both just and the justifier of the one who has faith in Jesus. He justifies us, but he also has to be just and is just. If God is to justify us, even though we're sinners, his law has to be satisfied. So in Jesus' life, he satisfies the demands of the law, both in his active obedience and also in his passive obedience, probably most centrally his death paying for that penalty, the law with all of its legal demands that stood against us, as Paul uses that language in the book of Colossians. He pays that debt on our behalf. And that's necessary for the Father to be in relationship with us because he's holy. The Father is holy. God is holy. God cannot, as a holy God, just live eternally in the presence of a bunch of sinners without punishing sin. That would make him unjust. So in this sense, then, there is a reconciliation of us to the Father, but also the Father to us. And that whole relationship has been bridged. The chasm of sin and guilt in the law, which points out our sin and guilt, that has been bridged by Christ. So there is a sense of the Father being reconciled to us and us being reconciled to the Father at the same time. But don't read that language as thinking that there's something wrong with God and he needs to fix something in himself. That's not the case. We're the problem. But in order for him to be just and in relationship with us, he needs to solve that problem.